How's it going, guys? It's Eclipse here, and today we're here on Pacific Island Typhoon. This is a game in the ISU-152, the Tier 8 tank destroyer from the Russian line, and we're going to be having a look at this pretty decent game. It's a Tier 10 matchup, and it was me and my platoon member and clan member Fallout playing with me at the same time. So I think I got my second mark during this stint of games in the ISU. I believe I played around 10 games, averaging around like 4,000 WN8 that time when I was playing it, 4,500, around there. So I was doing pretty well every game, doing about 4k damage, 4.5k damage, and this was kind of my highlight since it was tier 10 and I managed to pull off some decent amount of damage against them. So the ISU, it's obviously got the 152mm kind of Trollcannon, but it's not so much a Trollcannon now when it's fully upgraded, since it does have 286mm of pen, and it's just enough to go through tier 10s really reliably. You're not going to be bouncing very many shots unless you're hitting like well-angled mouse armour, but even then, if you load premium rounds, which have very, very high penetration, so I think I believe it's over 310 or something, somewhere around that region, maybe 320. I'm not really sure, 100%. But we move up here, getting in front of this tiny little like bush thing. I don't know whether it counts as bush for the bush mechanics. Obviously, you have to be 10 meters behind when you shoot. I don't think I am at this point, but because of this kind of like weather effect, it kind of increases the chance of being not spotted, and it's kind of increased camouflage, basically, is what the weather effects do. So your view range goes down, basically, and we're just waiting here to see if someone crosses and gets spotted, and that's kind of what you have to do in the ISU. You can't be kind of front line, because if you do, like, I've played it frontline before, don't get me wrong, that was kind of when I first had like these sort of line. It's kind of like the ISU-152, it's pretty much the same tank. This gets a tiny bit more armour, it's got a hell of a much better gun to use when fully upgraded, but when it's not, it's got the same kind of armour. We push down trying to get a shot on the T-175, but we kind of fire a clutch shot at the 48 pattern, but it doesn't actually hit him. In fact, I believe we bounced off of him, if I can remember correctly. So our team have pushed into the cap, and I'm thinking I don't want them to cap. I want some damage this game. And considering the T-175 just YOLO'd in and died, it's not looking good for us on the enemy team. So the back chat is there, and we kind of pull over, like guide our shot, and we hit him for 741. Obviously that's a low roll considering the alpha damage is 750. I think we would have finished him off in one shot, but it's not too big of a deal anyway. We see that there's a tank destroyer over there, and it's the Death Star. So we just aim in our shot and fire. I believe we track him at the same time, but he instant repairs it. I'm not 100% sure. And then he moves back, so we're just trying to get as much damage as we can this game, considering you just need to keep pushing out damage with this gun, because when you get spotted, you're going to have a hell of a trouble actually dealing some damage after that, because you don't really trade very well, even though you've got a very big gun. It's negated by the armour and just the overall kind of playstyle of the tank if you get outflanked, which is very easy since the track traverse is not that good on the ISU. And you just have to use this 13.92 second reload, which is ridiculous for 750 alpha. Some like 490 alpha damage guns like take that long, or just under that time to actually be putting out their damage. And we're just going to move up to the kind of hill. We haven't fired any premium rounds this game, not yet anyway, because obviously you don't really need it with 286mm of pen. We hit the T69, which was a low roll, at like 660 or something like that, but then we set him on fire and bring it up to around 720, because he instantly kind of uses his fire extinguisher there. The Borsig comes down now, and these are kind of the positions that you want to be in the ISU, trying to not get spotted, using your camera rating as best as you can, and sitting back, making sure to help out your team. It's kind of like a support tank, but also a damage dealer at the same kind of aspect. Obviously, I didn't want to get proxy spotted by the T-32, which I was kind of aware of, and I thought I got stuck there, but we do manage to actually pull ourselves back up, and the T-32 is still there. But I realised that my teammate over near our base has just been killed, and there's the Waffle Panzer IV and the 50. So I kind of moved down, see that the Death Star's there. Don't know why I auto-aimed that. Should have just aimed and shot him. Would have killed him. But now I've left him as a very big target because he can easily one-shot me. Even with Hesh, he's got way too much pen. And with normal rounds, he's going to go through me every single day of the week. And there we see. Could have killed him. He manages to ammo rack our tank there, which is balanced. Waffle Panzer IV is going after our tank destroyer down there. I don't know if he kills him. I believe he does. But we aim our shot. And another low roll. Would have killed him there. Would have saved our teammate. But the low roll's coming in. Which is kind of annoying. So it's left me 1 versus 2 on this flank, I believe. We aim our shot. We managed to pick him out. And that's just because we've got balanced, we've got balanced camera rating on this map, because obviously everything gets balanced camera rating. And if you can use bushes, you can use foliage and everything around the map, then you're going to do well. Chieftain's there. He sees us, but we managed to put off the first shot. And we managed to take him out of the game. Now, I don't know where artillery was, so I kind of just push forward. I'm guessing he's over near like D7, D8, or like C6, C7, that sort of area. Don't really know 100%. Obviously, he could still be in their base, just hiding behind something because of the camera rating. As you can see, we've got heavy in their base, and then the I think he yes, he did indeed drown himself, which is very sportsman-like conduct. I don't know why you'd want to drown yourself, because you lose just as much silver for drowning yourself, and you also just don't have a chance of getting any more damage. We managed to pick up 4.9k damage in a tier 10 game. We get the Halonen's medal, and that's for killing 3 or more enemy tanks or tank destroyers with a tank destroyer. So it's not that much of a rare one. We penned 9 shots and killed 4. We only made 5,000 silver, which is kind of annoying. Managed to pick up 1,600 base XP and high caliber against tier 10s, which is really nice. And that about wraps up what the ISU is kind of about. I'm going to be doing a more in-depth review of it. We're not that far away from the Object 704, which is always nice, and just having a look at some of the operations at the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and I hope to see you in the next video. Keep your eyes out for any new content. I believe the next video that I'm going to be doing is a Super Pershing review, so that will be kind of cool. I've already pre-recorded a bit of it, so peace out. Bye.